Premier Gospel.
I am joined by a duo from Coventry who have been making music for almost 10 years. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. Yeah.
Almost 10 years. You released your first music video just 2 years ago, and now you are just 2 years ago, and now you are stars of ITV's hit show The Voice UK, smashing the blind auditions. It's Jordan and Wesley.
Hello, everyone.
Which, I'm not gonna lie,
We both look good.
who's Wesley? No, you look good, yeah. But which one's which?
Guess from what you've seen.
I'm gonna say the one with the longer chain is Wesley.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yes.
I don't know how I knew. It's God. I mean, God. Wow. Yeah. So we have Wesley on the left and right. So don't know. Wesley in the black top. Jordan in the not as black top.
Yeah.
Blue. I think his name is Blue.
First of all, though, congratulations. It's an amazing achievement, man, and especially being from the Midlands as well. I mean, I get really excited when I see people from the Midlands on television. Mm-hmm. How does that feel? How does it feel knowing that you made it to the blind auditions on TV? And how many things did you have to go through to get to that stage?
Well, firstly, I mean, thank you. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean? Because it wasn't easy, just because people think you get a blind audition and that's the thing. But no, there was definitely a process before that everyone had to go through. Mm-hmm. I think it was like 3 auditions and then a callback.
Yeah.
And then they decide whether you get a blind audition or not. So it's literally touch and go. It's literally touch and go. Yeah.
See, we just see you on TV and we think, okay, maybe they're just here, but it's a long process to get to that stage. What was the reaction from your loved ones like initially when you said, all right, we're going for the blind auditions, it's going to be televised?
They were excited. They were screaming. They were like, oh my gosh, you got a blind audition. We're like, okay, calm down. Nothing's guaranteed yet. We're just going to go and do what we do. Yeah. And we'll see what happens.
Because we didn't tell all of our family, because our family's quite big and everyone will have their 2 cents to put in, and we didn't want that to cloud nothing or anything like that. So we kind of, when we did the blind, we told a bit more, but we only told, I think, 1 or 2 family members before.
Yeah.
And when they found out, when we were sharing, they were like, oh, you're on the voice. And they're like, happy. And I think we chatted to one of my cousins, and then one of my cousins came back to the video call, was like, wait a minute, you're on the voice. Like it just sunk in. Yeah.
Wow, man, that's so exciting. That is so exciting. What is it like? Are you brothers?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is it like working so closely with your siblings? So I have 7 siblings. I don't know if I could work that closely with them. I feel like we would be friends after like a month. What has it been like working musically so closely with each other? Has it benefited that you're siblings, or does it make it a little bit more difficult?
I think it benefits, especially music-wise. We're basically kind of the same in terms of musical taste and all that kind of stuff. So when it comes to arranging things and putting things together, it kind of just does slot together a lot easier than it would for probably groups that aren't related or stuff like that. And because we are siblings, we can kind of sound the same in what we do. Yeah. So for the blend, for the arrangement, for different things musically, I think it works. Yeah. I get how some people could probably get annoyed and just frustrated with it all, but we've seemed to make it work, I guess.
And I think because we've sung, even though we've actively decided to do music properly in the last few years, we've been singing with each other from the age of like, I think the first time we did was like 10 and 13. Mm-hmm. So we've been singing back in church from then. So we've been, throughout the years, we've just been able to sing with groups, choirs, worship teams, all that kind of stuff. And we kind of grew and just, we know our sound, we know what it is that we can do, and it just works. Praise be to God.
Yeah, man. And I guess going through this with your brother has made it all the more as well, because going through it with someone that you know, you love, it's your sibling, that must have made it 10,000 times more of a special experience.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, like everyone else in the show is pretty much a single act, but we come as a duo. And it just in general, when we go to minister or we go to perform, we're not going there by ourselves. And obviously it's greatest company, it's whatever, and we just, get on and do and vibe and do what we're called to do.
what to do. And I did want to ask you a bit about that as well. So you are both obviously Christians. You just said that you grew up in the church. How integral was God in your decision in going onto a show like this? Did you pray about it? Did you wait? Was this like, have you tried out for it before and then thought, you know what, God said this isn't the time? How integral was God's role in it?
Um, the funny thing was because we were kind of approached to come and do the voice, and we thought, singing competitions is not really our thing. We're not really necessarily here for it. But we thought, you know what, it's an opportunity, and we obviously mindful, prayerful of it. And to be quite frank, we didn't actually get a definitive answer from God in relation to it. But we thought, if this is God, sometimes you can, I suppose, be waiting on an answer when it's actually okay for you to walk in what it is, and you only become aware of the opportunity when you actually apply some faith to what it is. So if it doesn't work, it will fall down. But if you apply faith and it works, and literally that's okay, God. If it's not of you, shut it down. If it is, and we're here.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it worked, man. It worked. I mean, you got through. So it's amazing on a gospel song as well, and that's kind of what got me, because you did it using a song that wasn't secular, and
Yeah.
I haven't watched a lot of series of The Voices, to be fair, but I know that there hasn't been a lot of Christian artists on previous ones. This year there seems to be a lot, and you're very open about it as well. What was the thought process behind that, picking a Mary Mary track and not another one?
I think we were surprised that we even got a chance to do a Mary Mary track on the show, because normally it's like either Amazing Grace or Bridge Over Troubled Water or something like typical or Happy Day or whatever. But for us to be able to do this song, when we got the news to say, oh yeah, you guys can do that song, we were like, are you sure? And they're like, yeah, sure, it's fine, you can do it. We were like, okay, this is probably the first time we can actually go out there and do, and like, more let me say up tempo, more lively, more, I say newer gospel song, and to have the opportunity to do that on a stage like that and just to minister the song, because I think that's probably what we went out there to do. Quite frank, we didn't go out there with the intention to get chairs to turn. We literally just wanted to do what we do. If chairs turn, then cool. If they didn't, then it is what it is. But as long as we were true to ourselves and we did what we did, that was our main thing. So yeah, it's amazing to go out there and sing a little memory song on the show.
So we got the news. We're just like, really? For real? Yes. So yeah, it was good, and we're glad that we were able to kind of show the world, or show the UK, just a little bit about what we do and what our style is like, and what we're kind of here for. So yeah, we were grateful.
Yeah, I think it was a beautiful thing, man, because like you said, it's normally the same old songs that you hear. It was a Mary Mary track, and I was like, okay, right, we're bringing church to The Voice. Hi now. So moving forward, how do you see this helping in your guys' musical journey? Even if you didn't get to the very, very end, how do you see it helping in that sense?
I think it's just the show is worldwide. People watch The Voice from all over the world, and I think the reach is it can be quite huge. Our mindset was that, you know, even if we don't get a chance to turn, we need to at least sing the song. Well, glorify God first, and sing the song right. Do you know what I mean? Because people can watch it back on YouTube and stuff like that. And you don't know who's listening, you don't know who's watching, and the opportunities in effect could be endless, or could really like the trajectory could be set in a certain way from this. So we're grateful for the opportunity to have this platform, and we're just hoping that God through us can use it to do what He would have to be done. Because I don't think we're just here just for a competition. It's probably for something more. So we're just grateful for the opportunity, trying to walk in obedience and being led by Him. So yeah.
Yeah, man, I think it's wonderful. How does it feel to be used by God in this way as well? Did you ever kind of think that God would use you like this to go onto on The Voice? And the clip online, it's got almost what, like 300,000 views. It's
I know.
It's a lot of
It's crazy. It's a lot. Like, I don't know. I don't think we ever did think, but I think during COVID and everything like that, the Lord's kind of been showing us that He generally operates in whatever field he wants to. Like, we're the ones that limit him in terms of, he can only do this, he can only do that. But God can do it. God's the creator of the universe. He can do anything. So he can use anything to get to the people that he wants to get to. And if we're the vessels that he wants to use, then by all means. So it may take us to places that aren't, I wouldn't say like Christian or anything like that. Yeah. Christian dominated. But if we can just go and be that light in that setting, then why not?
Yeah, man. I love that. Absolutely love that. I think there's a lot of people that do get criticisms for going into certain spaces or on certain platforms because they're not strictly Christian. But I've always been of that thought process in that you have to kind of be there in order to bring the light. Otherwise, it's going to do that. You know?
Exactly.
Like someone else. So yeah, I love that. Also, so when you sang, you had two people turn around, Olly and is it Anne Marie?
Anne Marie, yes.
Right. Did you ever get stuck on who to pick in your head? Did you think or did you have a preferred judge that you would want to have turned around for you that didn't?
We didn't expect anyone to turn, so we thought maybe if Tom had turned, I think it would have been Tom Jones, just because he has a bit of a gospel kind of background and stuff like that, or and kind of like the Motown and all that kind of stuff. But no, literally, we were on the stage, so when they asked us, it came to it, like, obviously the show is edited, but we stood there for a little bit of time, because I was like, literally, I didn't know who to choose. And then Jordan said that he had something telling him, I'll go with Olly. So I was like, all right, go ahead, say it.
And then left me to say it. But no, when I was on stage, I was generally, I don't know, there was just like this feeling like, go with Olly. I was like, okay, I'm gonna just try and communicate this to them without them seeing. So we did. Yeah. That's what we'll call the soul talk.
Yeah. We weren't moving our mouths, they couldn't hear nothing. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how we decided to go with Olly. Yeah. And yeah.
Man, can't even. Also, doing it in a pandemic as well, because the audience wasn't there, was there?
No, it was all on screen, so it was different. Even the judges, like coaches' chairs, are like spaced out a little bit big more than they were.
Probably normally, yeah.
And the musicians were spaced out as well, and having everyone on screens and different stuff, it was weird, but in a way, you kind of got used to it.
Yeah.
I think I did kind of get used to it.
Because obviously we get the chance to go on stage before to kind of run through things and all that kind of stuff. So we didn't just go up there and just do it blind, such like that. Even though it was a blind audition, we did get to see what it looked like, where we need to stand and stuff. But yeah, if there was a live audience there, it probably would have been like a little bit more surreal. But I think even still, we thought like, it was good, and the band is fire. So anything else,
they're good.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, because I can imagine doing it in front of people. It may have made it a little bit more nerve-wracking. I mean, I don't know how much.
Yeah, potentially, yeah.
So, we do want to talk a little bit about the pandemic. So, how have you both been? I don't want to say coping, because I don't like when people ask me that. How have you been coping? But how has it been? I hate that question. How have you been in the last 11 months in terms of music, in terms of your faith in God, generally speaking?
Okay. I think for the most part I've been all right. It's been I'd say, transition kind of period in terms of the world and me. I think in the first lockdown I was like, oh, this is calm, all this kind of stuff's cool. Second lockdown I was like, okay. Third lockdown I'm like, okay, listen, I'm over it. All that kind of stuff. Like, let me go back outside and do whatever. But I think it has been needed in some respects, in terms of allowing people to slow down and actually take stock of what they have in life and being grateful and everything like that. And I think for me personally, the Lord has kind of been working on certain things in me that I probably would never have gone back to. Things that I thought I was over. And the Lord's like, hang on a second, there's this. I'm like, oh, okay, Jesus, okay, we have to work on this. So it's been good in that respect, in terms of being able to find the time to focus on those things, get through those things, and just get closer to God in general. And being everything that he would have you to be and more. Not to say that everything's been easy, because there've been times I'm like, Jesus, I'm so over this. Like, I just don't feel like there's ever a chance for me to even make it into heaven because of X, Y, Z. But his grace is sufficient, so thank God, yeah. But yeah, it's been a test and a trial. But the fact that we're alive and we're still here now, I'm so grateful to God. Music-wise, we had so much planned last year to get music done, an EP done, get this, and then COVID kind of went, we were like, Jesus, really? But then to have the opportunity to be on The Voice as well, it's kind of nice, kind of like a nice break away from reality of being in lockdown and stuff like that. So, yeah. I've been all right.
Yeah, I think for me as well, I feel like kind of like most people, you kind of go through the motions. I was grateful that I had the opportunity to slow down, because I'm a social worker. That's what I do as part of my day-to-day job. So I was always traveling, always here, there, all over the place and stuff like that. So to have that time to actually slow down was great. It became annoying by about the summertime, because I was like, I'm over this kind of virtual kind of working with everyone. But I adjusted, and I've been able to get it done and stuff like that. So that's been great. Second lockdown came, so I'm back out now. If I need to go out and see people or children and young people that I work with, then I can go and do so now. So that's good. But I think spiritually, just in my walk with God, it's been enlightening. I think like Jordan said, there's things that you sometimes forget, or you think you've moved on from, and God's like, wait a second, no. We're here about, I'm bringing you to perfection now. We need to get through this. We need to address this. So, and it's been that thing. So sometimes it's been a bit of a difficult pill to swallow. Like, you have to just get on with it. But God in His grace and His mercy is just ever present. And even though sometimes it's uncomfortable, or with your thoughts, you're kind of like all over the place, He's still there, and He's a constant. Do you know what I mean? So we're never without them. We feel alone sometimes. So I've been grateful for that, and just thankful that His presence has been. And then we're like, I call it Zurch, church by Zoom and all that kind of stuff. And I heard someone say it one time. I was like, I'm gonna take that. And yeah, but even through this lockdown, the presence of the Lord is still active, and it's taught me not to underestimate or to undermine the gravity of what God can do, and the creativity that He is. And that He can do things exceedingly abundantly than we can ask or think. So when The Voice came along and we were able to sing and sing with a band that is just like excellent and stuff like that, I don't know if lockdown wasn't here, whether we would have gone for The Voice or did it. So it's mind blowing what God does.
Wow. Yeah. You said I was going to ask you for some words of encouragement. What you just said was very encouraging. So, just kind of so I love that.
Okay, cool.
So you said that lockdown has kind of stopped everything. Moving forward, in case people or we do want to keep up to date what you're doing, where are you online?
So we're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and TikTok, and the handle is at JWMUSIQ instead of C.
SIC, yeah.
Yeah, we're up to date there. We're getting more covers done. Probably a few more skits and stuff for TikTok. Listen, TikTok is new, and we're still trying to work our way through it. There's a whole load of different challenges, and it's just like, okay, I can do that one, but I can't do that one because of X, Y, Z. You know. But yeah, music-wise, we're still working on our own music and stuff. Yeah. We're writing, we're creating, we're getting all that stuff together. So when things do open up properly, we can probably get into the studio and get it recorded and down, and then have that coalition of work together to put out for everyone. So yeah, we're still working.
Yes,
we're still working.
Still working, man, definitely. Oh, well, last question as well that I didn't ask. If they had said we only want one of you to go through, would you have split ways, or would you have gone through would you have left it completely?
What a question. What a question. I would have probably said thanks, but no thanks.
Yeah, and then just like, we've come as a duo. We didn't come as a solo act. So
I've always seen that on X Factor when they say, we like you, but we don't like you. And I always thought, that's really
so deep.
Is it really
right?
And the person just goes off, and I'm thinking, would I do that? Would you do that? Who knows?
I don't think The Voice is like that, though.
That I mean, you never know, do you? They could have turned around.
Anything
true. True.
Good to know that you would have stuck by your brother's keeper and that.
Yes.
Well, I want to thank you for joining me. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you for having us.
Again, we're gonna keep up to date, see how it goes, and then when we'll be back for another interview.
Come on, speak into it.
I'm just speaking it into existence, like
come on.
Premier Gospel.